going on, guys? Welcome back to RC Everyday. So I was a little experimenting last night. So my buddy Bob did a paint and patina job a while back. Gorgeous truck, came out fantastic. And he used acrylic paints. I know that's what a lot of folks used. All these other tests that we've been doing, we've been using the AK crusted rust deposit set. So it's a more realistic rust material, but side effects include it takes forever to dry, and I guess that's really the only side effect. So been talking about trying some acrylics. I got this stuff on Amazon because it was cheap. Missing a color though. They only had burnt umber and burnt sienna in that brand. There's another one that he recommended I get, and I don't remember what it was because it's been a little bit. But finally got caught up to a point where I could start playing with this. Things have been just crazy making videos here lately. Really been on a whirlwind of learning. So I did this last night just on a whim. This is primered. I lightly sanded it with the 400, and I dabbed on the burnt umber, and then I did the highlights with the burnt sienna. Now, I was talking to him. He actually does it the opposite. He does the lighter colors first and then adds the darker in different places. So there's no wrong way to do this. So we're going to try that as well. I've had some defective body prints, and I finally figured out a good use for them. Tried to squeeze them in the bandsaw, cut off some panels, and make some test pieces here. I'm actually thinking about printing up some of these and selling them as a, somewhere you can experiment on. Yeah, let me know if y'all would be interested in that. So the first step, I'm going to start putting some primer on. Got some U-Pole sandable primer in red. This one is really bad. This was a really bad print, but it'll be good enough for this. And plus, it's supposed to look like a Model A piece. It's not, wouldn't have been perfect at this point in time anyway. And yeah, I just used the sponge. I dab all that on, but first we gotta get some primer on this and fill some of the print lines. These are all ABS prints, printed at different angles. You can see the back of that looks awful. Just old test pieces from when we were developing these. A lot of the testing after we get the file worked out is print orientation and how to get it to print cleanly. And yeah, so that leads to having a lot of scrap parts, but now we got a good use for them. So yeah, we'll get some primer on these. We'll come back, lightly sand them, and get to work on playing with this new color system. Alright guys, got these kind of caught up. This one's still looking pretty rough. That was a really bad print. Yeah, I'm gonna try some new stuff. We got 3 different options here. It's dry enough, yeah. So what I did on this one, I started with the dark color and then came back and highlighted with the light color. We're gonna take these further after we get these 3 caught up to that step as well. So I've got the liquid mask out. We're gonna take what we learned from the camper paint and weathering back there, use the liquid mask to mask off the rust, and then we'll paint the color over all of this. And just the texture between that and the texture of this, it does some cool stuff. So we're just gonna keep advancing and playing with this process till we figure out, till we figure it all out. So I'm gonna start with this. I was just in the mood last night. I was like, you know what? Squirt some of it out, start work. Caution to the wind, these are scrap parts. Probably should have cut some sponge first. My scissors are about done for. Let's go to kind of a skinny piece. I've got to find the rest of these sponges. These have been working amazing for this. I didn't use this piece because I kind of used it to blend on that piece last night. So it's not really bad yet, but it's already got some color on it. And it's the same way we did it on the other ones. With the other process, you just kind of dab it around. This though, we're looking for a little bit more complete coverage, so I think I'll have the dust off of it already. It's the same thing, focus on the edges. Try not to keep the sponge in the same position like I just did and make consistent looking marks. I found that this stuff, compared to that crusted rust deposits from the AK, it levels out, so you can keep dabbing over it and it'll kind of blend in. It'll knock down some of the height of it. You can get a real fine layout of it. All the videos that I'd watched about this, they all started with like a rust red primer base. We could leave some of that showing, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna try. Get around these window trims. Try to get in there without overdoing it. I think we're gonna stay light on that one. So I'm gonna save this one for a minute. I shouldn't have left these on my painting board. I said that in one video. I was like, back to the painting board, and nobody got it because I didn't show the actual painting board I use here. I've got a bunch of these scrap pieces of wood. It's really handy when you're doing a kit. I can lay everything out. I can take out one plate or one piece of wood at a time, and yeah, it makes doing all this stuff a little bit easier. You can get down in here. Very chunky. Looks like chocolate. Around the bottom real good. I'm gonna keep the sponge moving. Probably should have picked that up and looked at the top edge there. I can't really see what I'm doing. It does help having it flat though, because you can apply some pressure. Do around the windows. And again, you can shape your sponge any way you need to, any way you want to. You can come back over this stuff. It does dry a lot faster than the AK stuff, so you do have to be a little time conscious, but it is not unreasonable. You have enough time, I think, to really work with it. I'll show you some more of that here in a minute, because there's a lot of stuff on here I'm not happy with already. I went the entire thing with that panel because that's kind of the look. Most of the Model A bodies that I find that I could actually afford, they're just solid rust like that. There's, you know, they're a couple millimeters thinner than they used to be. I actually had what was that? I had like a 27 Dodge cowl for a bit. I actually there's some pictures on my Facebook from a long time ago where I had it mocked up in my garage. I had my Awesome Designs grill, the real one, the Farmall tractor grill, and I had a Cadillac 500 engine, a Turbo 400 I picked up for it, and just a bunch of miscellaneous parts. But I had everything. I had a Roadster body. I think it was a Chevrolet, and a Dodge cowl, and it all kind of worked. They all were basically the same thing back then, and yeah. Actually, I think I still have all that. It's in storage. Dang. That's how long my stuff's been in storage since I quit my job and started doing this full time. I don't even remember what I have. All right, so we're gonna leave some of that chunky. I'll cut me another piece for the lighter color. So I'm gonna drop the scissors. Probably should have grabbed a clean plate for this. Oh, I always do that. I did that with the mayonnaise too. Get it in the lid of the squirt bottle. So we're gonna jump to a lighter color and try not to mix too much on the table here. And we're gonna see how this goes. Buddy Bob was telling me he does the lighter colors first and then adds the dark in. So we're just gonna go pretty heavy on this thing and see what we got. I've never actually done much painting. I got into oil painting a little bit once, and I don't know, it was just fun to sit there and blend colors together. It's kind of the extent of it. Never really got to any designs. There's a couple of those paint by number type things with an ex-girlfriend, and yeah, it was just fun to sit there and mix colors. That's kind of what we're going to do here next. And we've already got a little bit of color mix going on there on our plate. I feel like I should have got a larger piece. put a whole lot on this broken side here. The worse the piece I start with, the more adventurous I get with the color. So when my buddy suggested this, he did give me 3 colors to get in acrylic, and this brand did not have the other color, and I don't remember what it was. We've got burnt sienna is the light color and burnt umber is the dark color, and I think the other one was actually lighter, so we're really globbing it now. Go ahead and get that bottom edge. Just a little random bit here in the middle. Oh, we really got that one heavy. So now I'm gonna come back over here with the light color. Keep forgetting to hit around our edges. Come on. All right. Come on. Stuff's starting to dry up a little bit already. That piece is annoying. Get back here, hit our top edge. All right, set this in there. I'm gonna grab this piece and we're just gonna start dabbing over everything. I didn't put any on that, did I? Oh well. And we're gonna watch this kind of just blend together. If I can get rid of some of these harsh marks that I put on that. Need to get up. I'm just indiscriminately going around this thing. Got a little bit of heavy spot there, but that looks pretty good. Something there. Let's see. Knock down some of these thick spots. Trying to get our back end. See, like some of those real chunky spots starting to fade out now. Get our inner wheel arch. All right, I'm going to go back to the dark color on this one. I guess maybe only do one at a time. It is drying a little bit faster than I was expecting. I'm just going to chunk on a whole bunch of this over what we've got. Trying to get our bottom edge real good. Come back with that one. Even it out. You can leave it as chunky looking as you want too, if you really like that kind of rust. Yeah, that light color stuff started drying pretty quick on there. Gotta get in there. And you can just keep blending all this together as much as you want. Get some of those chunks out of there. I feel like that one doesn't have enough. So I'm gonna keep playing with this a little bit. That way I'm not just mumbling here on the camera. See what we can come up with. All right, so put those aside to dry. Got my liquid mask. It was like liquid latex. Yeah, I'm just gonna start on this. We're gonna try to put this where we want the rust to stay. So bottom edge, our body line, our roof edge, windows, and then we're gonna paint it. I haven't decided a color yet. Thinking maybe that maroon that we did on the other body that we couldn't really see that we did. I'll try that. So again, it's gonna be the same thing. I got a smaller piece of the sponge here. Hopefully I've got a space big enough that doesn't have the acrylic on it. And we're just gonna put it pretty heavy down the body line. Our roof edge real good. And this same way you can come back and add, you can level it out, do more to it. Trying to get right on that edge. It's just randomness that we're going for. I'm gonna do the whole entire top because top's always rust, sitting out in the sun, at least out here in Texas. Stuff stinks. And we got a few speckles we'll add. I get around our window. All those little speckles will make bumps under the paint. There's already bumps on the paint from this other acrylic texture, and it's going to make it look more authentic, I think. I'm going to speckle the whole thing while we're here, and you don't have to rub all of the little stuff off. You can leave it under the paint so it looks like it's blistering. There's just so much stuff you could do. This is, every time I do this, I learn something new. Get that pretty good. Now you do the little light spots, they do start drying very quick, and it's almost hard to see on here. I have to set this down. Figure out somewhere the rust around our bottom edge. Nope. Get too consistent. Went a lot higher than I wanted to there. All right, we're gonna quit while we're ahead on that one because I already can't see some of the light spots. So this stuff will dry pretty quick. I'll see if these are even, might be ready. That one's not. That one's almost. Let's roll with it. I'm going speed dating around tonight. Don't want to waste the liquid mask. I've always poured out too much. Do the same thing. Pretty heavy on the roof line. A little around our, a little too much around our window. Added some speckles. Never fails. You can start getting comfortable with it and then it'll leave a weird pattern that you didn't intend. Even out some of that. All right, I'm gonna wait, do all these, and we're gonna start painting some colors. All right, so that's the first one we did. It's pretty dry. It starts getting clearer when it dries, but you can see the thicker spots stay blue. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this one, and we'll just kind of come back and roll through, and then as they dry, get to rub our fingers raw trying to remove all this. I'm a little nervous. I started running out. I didn't want to pour any more, so I did very thin on this ugly piece, and I'm not sure how that's going to work because it's going to be harder to peel off in the thinner sections. When I did the camper top, I did also, I mean, I painted it at this point, so there were still some blue dark spots. I mean, it didn't hurt anything, so that's what we're rolling with this time. All right, paint's still drying. This one, I don't even know what color you call that, of a dark taupe. It's already starting to peel up, and yeah, I think it's gonna look pretty cool. I don't know about that color particularly, but it's the driest of the bunch, so we'll probably start with that red. I put it on moderately thick. I didn't spend enough time prepping the paint cans. I didn't warm them. I didn't barely even shake them. So yeah, we get what we get, but it's spraying kind of thin. But yeah, this is the next process, to just start rubbing all this off as soon as it's dry. I may get a heat gun going and try to help speed things up a little bit. Well, this is actually really cool. So I did make one mistake. After we got the rust on with the sponge, I should have sprayed it with my satin clear. All the videos I watch also specify to use a matte clear, not a satin. I don't have that, so we're just using what I've got. This stuff works with just about everything, and it doesn't cause any interference. And yeah, it's the only stuff I have. So I did forget that. So this was the first piece. As I started wiping it, you can see I got down to the plastic. That was my second mistake, is I probably didn't let that acrylic dry as long as it needed to. This dark color, I'm not really in love with how it looks. It just looks like black. And I have not hit this with the matte clear yet. I did go ahead and spray these two. And that was good, because this one was this is the worst piece we had to start with. But I realized at that point that I had not matte cleared the rust. So when I was rubbing on these, took it a little bit easier. And yeah, I think it worked out. This one was completely dry. This one is a little bit wet still, but I absolutely love this. I don't think I want to do an entire rig like this. It's a little bit heavy and aggressive. That's somewhere I still need to work. You see, I actually did rub it down to the plastic right there too. You can see some primer. But that's another area I really need to work on, is my sponge. I need to cut different shapes of sponge. I need to put more thought into it. It's so easy to just start doing this, and then you start, wiping it, and then you get repetitive patterns like that don't look good. So that's definitely an area I still got to improve on. I mean, it's just, they're a little bit similar areas, like up here, you see those lines. So it's definitely something to work on, but this is the perfect. This one came out perfection. The textures, everything on it was just awesome. And I've rubbed lightly. You can still see some of those spots, little bumps that stick up. That's still got the paint mask under it. It looks like blisters in the paint. Even with the matte clear, if I rubbed on that hard enough, that would come up. But I don't want to do that. It's really hard. The hardest thing I'm having wrap my head around is thinking 3 steps ahead where you want the rust, what kind of rust is going to be in that area. Like when we did the sponge on the acrylic, I was just kind of going to town. I mean, this one I put the light on first and then did the dark. That one I just went around the edges and did not put a whole lot in the middle. And yeah, a little bit more planning and prep goes into it. I think we're on the right track though. I'm not mad at these two at all. This one taught us a lesson. I think this one's going to be great. But I bought that spray paint at Ollie's, and it was, you know, it was marked down like $2 for a brand new can of spray paint. Who knows how old it is. And it feels like I painted with absolutely zero hardener. That paint will not dry. It is still extremely sticky. I've tried to rub on it. You see a little bit's coming up. I think that's going to look awesome. We're going to have to wait for that to dry, and I don't think I'm going to wait in this video because I've got a bunch of other stuff I got to get to. So that'll be for another day altogether. But yeah, just thought I'd share this process. I'm constantly learning, so I wanted to show you guys. It's kind of been the whole deal on the channel, is I show you what works and what doesn't work. And we've got a couple of both in this one, but these two definitely a good look. It's weird too with the lighter color. The rust looks darker. I don't know exactly why, if it's just because the yellow is so bright. Yeah, I don't know. Something like that though is kind of like the sedan back there. The first thing I did testing this method out, I've got to figure out like if I could do a wash over it, how different that process will be now compared to what I used to do. The matte clear will help protect, so we could use the light rust wash, but it changes the color so much. Doing it after the fact, I have not had good results with yet. So I've been very hesitant to move forward on that. But again, this process would work with the AK crusted rust stuff, but that's like a $17 set, and it's, you know, 3 little bottles. It's only going to go so far. This stuff, these were like $6 a tube. This is going to last us forever. And you know, it's just acrylic paint. We can get that any Hobby Lobby or Michael's, stuff like that. And yeah, the world is our oyster. We didn't sticking with the darker colors. I guess that's why it looks darker to me, but I don't know. I'm just rambling, but I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna wrap it up here, put all this stuff away and start filming the next one. But get out there and try it. That's the only thing. I actually am thinking I'm going to offer like these pieces here as a patina test piece. If you wanted to get one and try it, and then it comes out good, then you can hang it on the wall in your scale garage, or you can just keep painting over it and trying again. But it'd be a nice little thing to have if you're not ready to do an entire body. Because even all I've done with these test pieces, I'm not ready to jump on another body just yet. I haven't nailed down exactly. There's a dang freaking fly in here again. It's been bugging me all day. But I'm not ready to tackle the whole body yet. I'm not comfortable enough knowing what works and what doesn't completely, color-wise especially too. That's why I went with just to pick random stuff off the wall. Wanted to really kind of see how different colors look. I love that old green. I don't know if they ever actually made a Model A in that green color, but I've painted a lot of my rat rods that color in the past. The first one, the old Deuce Coupe, my first 3-window hot rod. Thought there was more. I'm looking at the shelf. But anyway, I painted a couple rat rods that color too. But yeah, get out there and try it. This stuff, like I'm saying, this is cheap. I don't think this paint mask was, I got it on Amazon. I don't think it was very expensive. I think this was probably the most expensive stuff. It's like $12 or $13 can of clear coat. But have fun with it. Keep it scale. I'll see you in the next one.